to talk to Clare McGregor, who is with me here in the studio. Morning.
Hello.
The author of Coaching Behind Bars, where you share your experiences of coaching in Styal Prison in Cheshire. And it is a really interesting thing that you do, because you started life as an executive coach to chief executives, to charity bosses, to police officers. And you say that the questions are the same for a prisoner as for any other client. What are those questions?
The main question is, what do you want to change? You know, how do you want to make the most of your time on this planet, let alone your time in prison? So it's, who are you? What are your strengths, your values? And the best question, what's holding you back? What's stopping you do what you really want to do?
And how do you find the responses? And Styal is a prison for female offenders. It's in Cheshire, not far from Manchester Airport. What was your first experience of going there, and how and why? And what was the response?
I'd been in before a number of times, sort of criminal justice, working with the police, prisons, probation and so on. But the actual coaching was extraordinary. When I first sat down, literally 5 years ago to the day, and sat down in a room with all the echoing in the visits hall behind me, loads of people coming and seeing their mothers on a Sunday and just making those connections. And then sat down opposite a woman and asking her what her life was like, and just going around sort of objectively looking at all the different areas. And then she actually admitted there's something she'd never told her partner that was weighing really heavily on her. And I let that go, because it seemed, you know, she didn't want to go down there. But the very next time I saw her, I said, do you want to talk about that? And she said, oh, it doesn't matter, I've changed it. I wrote the very next day, I called him, it's all fine, he knows. So working one-to-one with someone as an equal in a room enables people to change things without you even asking them to.
And quite often, do you find that they will feel they haven't been listened to for a long time?
So many clients tell us that. It's like, you're the first person that's really listened to me and appeared interested in what I've got to say.
Now, a few years ago, I went to Styal,
yes.
And I met some of the prisoners there, and I was really surprised, because I guess I hadn't expected it, but the house that is a sort of separate house for mothers and babies, and there was a baby in there that had only been born, 2 weeks before?
Yes.
It is Mothering Sunday, and to suddenly know that there are mothers with newborn children and mothers separated from their children, because there aren't that many female prisons in the country, so quite often they're dislocated long way from their family. That how do you deal with that, and what help can you give them?
Well, and that was, we went and saw a woman who I had actually coached. What really gets me about the mother and baby unit is there are women there fairly regularly who were born in Styal. So it's that cycle that we're up against. But you can still have the most extraordinary impact by helping. A lot of it's around self-esteem, as it is again with professional clients. So it's a similar thing. But it's about helping people realise that they have options and that they have hope. But the mother and baby unit is also one of my most terrifying moments in Styal. I walked on there once before we went there, and someone did ask me, are you the midwife? So that means
no!
I can do many things,
that.
but not midwifery.
Yes. And just one final thing on the way, our attitude generally to those who have offended and to people in prison. Has it changed did you have preconceptions, and if so, has it changed them?
I already knew that there's, we can all do far more than we can possibly imagine, and all of our coaches, all 30 of the amazing, courageous and caring coaches know that. But what I really learnt is how much we're given in life, and there's more potential in Styal Prison and most of the prisons in our country than there is in an Oxbridge college. There is extraordinary power in those prisons, and that's what we as coaches are able to help people find, that power, and change their own lives.
Well, it's an amazing thing that you're doing. It's an incredible book as well. It's called Coaching Behind Bars, written by Clare McGregor. Thank you so much for coming in today and for leaving us with what I think is a very, very powerful thought as well.